Jermaine Whitehead has been reinstated. He practiced with the team on Sunday. And he's going to do everything he can to try to earn himself back on the field. I don't know exactly how long that'll take. I don't have a timetable on it, but we'll see how that goes. And as far as his reinstatement and what he did and all that, that's between me and him.
Because their rush defense is pretty low in the SEC this season. What have you, as a team that does so as a run first and power run team, what have you seen in this matchup where their team is struggling against the run and that has to be something?
It looks like early in the year they had a new defensive scheme. They were trying to get all that cleaned up, and it seems like there's a little bit of a transition. But we know that they've got some talented players. They got a lot of veteran guys back on defense that has played extremely well, in the past, and we feel like they're starting to figure out who they are, and we know they'll be much improved.
Yes, it's been the top the teams that have done well this year have all been just really dominant on the road at home. Most of them have. Mm-hmm. What is it that makes it so hard to win on the road, and what does playing here at Jordan-Hare do for you guys?
Well, first of all, playing home here in front of our fans is a big advantage for us. We've played well the last 2 years at home. We need to continue to do that. On the road, you've got to have your best effort, not just the crowd and everything that goes with that, but you just got to have that little extra.
Is Jordan-Hare, is it different than other places you've been?
It is. I've had the unique experience of being, coming here coaching another team, and the unique experience of being a coordinator here and then a head coach here. And in my opinion, this doesn't get any better than our home field advantage.
Will Avery be staying at right tackle?
He's got the flexibility to do both. We've not made any hard decisions today. In practice, we'll kind of see where things are at, but he has the flexibility to play both.
Coach, what does your man have to do to get back on?
Yeah, that's between us. Yeah.
What was it?
That's between us, me and him.
You said on the show last night that you want to get better on first down. You guys aren't getting the kind of distance you want.
Yeah.
What goes into that? What goes into improving that?
Well, a lot of it is execution. Some of it could be strategy. Some of it could be scheme. But that is a big factor, the difference between this year and last year.
You are down about a yard per carry on runs on first down, and Nick is his least efficient, and all three of his picks came on first downs. What did you see on reviewing that this past week? That you mentioned the execution.
Yeah.
That I think had a lot to do with the picks, but the runs in particular. What are some of those things that you noticed on those first downs?
Yeah, it really comes down to the execution part. We were very efficient, especially in the second half of the year last year. And we're hoping that the same thing will happen this year. A lot of it has to do with, we've had some injuries up front, we've mixed and matched, and we really hadn't got our guys in the same spot, over and over again, so you can really get clicking. So we're hoping that the same thing will happen last year, happen this year, as far as the second half be more consistent with our execution, especially in the run game.
When the running average is down and Nick's interceptions mainly came on batted balls or the pressure at the end there on those first down plays, perception on the outside would be that the line is to blame for a lot of those issues. Is that a fair assessment, or do you?
No, it all works together. As far as when something bad happens, it's never just one thing. But I'll go back to the standpoint that if we can get our linemen in the same spot and stay healthy for the second half and really start working together and get some cohesion, there's no doubt in my mind that we'll be more effective and more efficient in the run game.
Any part of that, maybe getting Rock Thomas more involved in earlier and downs of the sessions?
Well, we felt good about Cameron Spain, with the way he ran. But we do have a strategic plan for the second half, kind of like I've said before. And Rock will have a bigger role in the second half.
Are you happy, disappointed with the production outside of Duke and Sammy at receiver spots right now?
Yeah, I think overall, when you look at it, we've done some good things in the passing game. At times we've been inconsistent with certain aspects, but I think all of them are correctable. And I think, as the second half of the season, gets here, I think we can be, more efficient, more effective.
What was the team's kind of mentality, the focus? I mean, you know you're not out of anything, any of your goals after losing to Mississippi State, but you're kind of a couple of weeks before you get back on the field and start hitting people again.
Yeah, our guys were excited about practicing last week. Like I said, they came with a lot of energy. You know, there's a lot of winners on this team, a lot of good leadership, have high goals, and they understand what we're fixing to get into. And we know we have to play well. We know we have to get better, and our players are committed to that.
How brutal is it to, do you think whoever wins the West, I mean, that's quite an accomplishment, especially when you're playing, you know, two good teams from the East. How big a challenge is that this year, given that?
Yeah, I mean, it's the best conference in college football, probably by a long shot. So whoever wins the West, you know, will have a big advantage.
Gus, how would you kind of categorize your relationship with Coach Spurrier? Obviously, you know, you're kind of, it's a little bit of a mentor kind of role, it seems sometimes.
Yeah, I've always looked up to Coach Spurrier, had nothing but respect the way he operates. You know, got a great offensive mind. You know, I got to know him off the field. He's a super guy, and you know, one of the best.
You mentioned on the show yesterday with the visor. Did you kind of get that idea from him?
I did.
What were you wearing before that?
I used to wear just a regular hat, boring hat. And started wearing a visor. I thought it was pretty cool.
When did that happen?
Oh, it was probably 2000, somewhere around there.
Was there ever anything that you tried to pick up from him that you saw he ran and you ended up using, whether it was trick play or something?
You know, when he was at Florida and the fun and gun, I think everybody was intrigued back then. He just had a different, you know, way of doing things and communicating and all that. And I mean, anytime somebody's successful and you look up to someone, you try to, you know, take things that, you know, could help you.
Because when you first got to this level in 06, or even in the years thereafter, when you first met him as somebody who you looked up to and watched so much in the years before, was there ever an awestruck or a starstruck moment when you first met Steve?
I mean, you know, he's got that that air about him, and when you look up to somebody, you have respect, and so it's really more of a respect deal, and then you get to know somebody off the field, and you know, he's a great person, and a guy that, you know, from time to time I'll bounce things, you know, off of him.
What are some of those golf games like? Obviously, he's a big golfer.
Yeah.
We know that you like to play when you're not playing.
Yeah.
What are those golf games
Yeah,
like?
he's better than I am. I don't like that, but he is, and he's really good.
You or Hugh ever beat him the times you guys have played?
I don't think so. Hugh may have beat him once. I don't know, but I doubt it.
Does he spot you guys any strokes?
No, he's a competitor. He didn't. No.
How much do you